Have you ever looked around your house and thought, can I really do all of this on my own? In my own home, realizing this really is a lot. I'm not talking just the cleaning, not just the day-to-day things like doing dishes. I mean, everything it actually takes to keep a house running. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by that? Because I have felt very overwhelmed trying to maintain a house on my own and still wondering if I can really keep up with it all as I continue to get older. Because realistically, I think that feeling is a lot more common than we're willing to talk about, especially for women. Especially for women who are living on their own in their 50s and 60s. We've all handled a lot over the years. Our careers, our families, our responsibilities. Some we asked for, some we didn't. But usually not everything all at once, right? And then something begins to shift. So maybe you are finally living alone like I am. Everything lands on your shoulders. And I don't think any of us really prepares for that. And I'm not talking the emotional side, and definitely not the practical side. Because there's something about all of this that can very quietly feel overwhelming. You don't have to say it out loud. But what I started to realize, it's not even about actually doing more. It's about doing things differently. And once I figured out the key to that and how to do it, it really changed how I manage my house completely. Completely different. Because I used to look at my house as one big giant responsibility, everything at once, everything needing attention, everything needing to be done at once. And that's what creates that feeling of overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed and I don't know where to start or what is the next thing to do. I don't do anything, nothing. I can ignore all that I need to do and then I don't get anything done. And then that spirals into another feeling of overwhelm, anxiety, you name it, right? And it isn't even so much that there's so much to do. It's that we're trying to hold it all in our head at the same time. Anybody else ever feel like that? And so that's what makes it feel so heavy. So the first shift that happened for me was really very simple. I stopped looking at my house as one big giant thing, one big responsibility. And I started breaking it down into smaller chunks, smaller pieces that were more manageable. So the first step, let me break it down for you. This is how I'm doing it now. So instead of thinking my whole house, I started thinking in zones. The kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry, the living space, the den, the living room, the playroom, outside the house, bedrooms. And then what I call systems, things like the bills, paying the bills, the maintenance, appointments, when the pest control guy's got to come. Everything is lumped into one big category. It does feel endless. It becomes manageable. And so the next thing that I did that really helped me the most was not trying to handle all the zones at the same time. So I picked some light maintenance days. I gave each part of my home a light touch day. Nothing dramatic, nothing overwhelming, and certainly not exhausting, but it was manageable. Small, consistent attention. So for example, one day where I focus on the kitchen. So this really helped to get rid of that overwhelming feeling. I wasn't falling behind anymore. I was just keeping up in a way that was doable and manageable. And then the third step was keeping a watch list. So this is something that I wish that I had done a whole lot sooner, but realistically, I know why I didn't. I was overwhelmed and I didn't have the money to fix things until they broke. So I do keep a simple watch list. It's not a to-do list, it's simply a watch list, like things like something that might need to be fixed in the future, something to keep an eye on. For instance, I just replaced the last wooden door in my house with a steel door. Didn't have to happen overnight. It allowed me to save and get my ducks in a row so I could do it when I was comfortable. It wasn't urgent, and it didn't turn into a big thing. So I do keep a list of all those types of projects that I want done, like replacing the door, getting the trees trimmed. And yes, it did help me to set aside money, and it continues to do so. And then I'm not caught off guard and whip out a credit card to figure out how I'm going to get through this. So this habit has really taken away a lot of that background stress. And the fourth step, this is my call list. And by call list, this is the part that we really don't talk about enough, and it needs to be talked about. Because you don't have to do everything yourself, but you do need to know who to call. Now, some of us may have kids that we can depend upon. Yes, I do, but I don't want to depend upon them. They have lives and careers and families of their own. But I keep a short list of a handyman that I use who also does my yard work. I keep a plumber and even a neighbor. If I'm out of town and I need my trash cans brought in or the mail picked up, they'll do it and I can trust them. But I don't have to keep scrambling to try to figure these things out in the moment. And that's where the overwhelm really comes in. It's not knowing what to do next. So I do have a list of trusted professionals now in my phone that I use when I need something done. And that has taken a lot of that anxiousness and anxiety away from me. My handyman, my HVAC specialist, my plumbing company that I use. So it removed so much stress when I am not looking in the heat of the moment to try to get something done that's an emergency. And I'm just not calling random people, not knowing whether they're going to show up or what kind of service I'm going to get. Because really, it isn't just about maintaining a house. It's about how you feel living in it. This is your home. You need to feel safe, confident, independent, trusting in your own decisions and your own judgment. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to downsize yet. I love my home. I've worked hard to maintain it. I've worked hard to make it mine. So setting up these systems allows me to stay in my home. Now, there may come a point when I don't want to do that anymore, but I'm not there yet. And I think for me, that part really matters the most, having the choice. The choice isn't taken away from me. So I really do think that this connects back to something really much bigger. It's about the options. Having options in your life matters. I'm not ready to give that up, not physically, mentally, or financially. Because when I can feel supported in these areas of maintaining my home, then everything else does feel a lot more manageable. So if you've ever looked around your house and thought, can I really do this on my own? I want you to know this. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need a way to start. So if this kind of conversation is helpful to you and you want to hear more of it, I have more of these types of conversations and videos where we talk about what life really is like when you're a single woman over 50. And not even a single woman. Maybe you're married, but your spouse is disabled, not physically able to help you with these things. This matters to you too, because these are the parts of aging that nobody prepares you for. So stick around, friends, and I'll see you in the next video.